You touched on it a little bit. If you're looking at this and saying, well, this bill will protect criminals that are here unlawfully in the United States. I mean, what's your response to critics that kind of take that position?
Okay, when people go to court, they're alleged criminals. That's number one. Okay, so, and there but for the grace of God go many of us, right? And the people who are most ardent about or cynical about the importance of the presumption of innocence and the right to a jury trial certainly change their tune rather quickly when it's their themselves or their spouse or their child that is now embroiled in the criminal justice system. And the level of outrage that they express in that process in terms of how unfair it is, I find it ironic. To those cynical-minded people who think that what this does is it lets criminals go free, they're not reading the story. They're not reading the newspaper. They're skipping on their TikTok feed before the clip is done. Because the reality is, if you're putting somebody into removal proceedings, while they have a pending criminal case, what you're doing is ensuring that they will never be held responsible for the alleged crime that they committed. Okay, so without this law, what we are doing is ensuring that a segment of the population who may in fact be guilty of crimes, or may not be, by the way, isn't brought to justice. Okay, so the victim, the family members of the person killed in a homicide, for example, the person whose store was robbed, are never going to have justice. They're never going to know whether or not, the person is going to be held accountable, because there's this sort of like secret back door that's obviating the whole process. Not with anybody's consent, not with the Commonwealth of Massachusetts' consent, but by fiat of the federal government and their sort of like show that they're putting on.
And I mean, it's not hypothetical. I mean, we ourselves are dealing with cases on both sides. We've had clients who've been taken, Wilson's case is a good example. We have other clients who've been taken on the way to court or immediately upon leaving the police department and whisked away to all corners of the United States. But
and then all corners of the globe.
Right. But we've also had clients that have benefited from this and have had cases dismissed where we've shown up for trial. The witnesses who presumably were undocumented didn't come to court.
Yeah, I mean, suddenly they don't want to show up.
And that's great for insert client's name here, but this is a systematic problem.